And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. And let me see here. I need to come near you. Over just a little bit there.
One of these days.
Yeah,
Look at that. We ain't never had to work that way.
Yeah, it's usually the other way.
Yeah, that's all right. It's Monday. We'll get everything going.
Had to get that out of the screen there. Hope everybody is good. As I mentioned a moment ago, there's been a few changes, and we were talking about changing dates. I want to show this. Kemper Academy already this morning making the announcement they are moving their ball game that was scheduled for Thursday. They've moved it to tomorrow, 6 p.m., September the 10th, due to potential tropical weather forecasted. So if you've got an event, make sure to get your stuff taken care of in between now and then.
Yeah, we'll have National Weather Service will be pushing out some briefs, and we'll be paying attention to those over the next few days and see what the changes are.
Now, I understand there's parties that's going to be everywhere tomorrow night. This is set to be probably one of the biggest events that we've watched in some time.
Yeah, they're going to cut the microphones off.
Oh, the microphone's going to be turned off, but it will be a watched event. I don't know the rest of the rules. There's probably some that we're not even aware of. But Meridian is going to have a watch party. If you want to go be a part of it, it's going to be down at News Restaurant tomorrow night. It will begin at 8 o'clock as the debate begins. How will it be? We don't know.
It's going to be interesting, I'll say that. I mean, when you've got something that you've done that you can run on, and then you've got something that you hadn't done that you're trying to run against.
We'll see. You know. I hate that the mics are going to be muted because that's usually where you get your best cuts of, little remarks.
Your snippets, and Harris said, no, I want them cut off, so because he'll keep interrupting me. I want them cut off. So then they came back and changed the rules and said, yes, we're going to cut the microphones off. And then she comes back and says, but wait a minute, if you cut him off, he can't make a fool of himself. What do you want?
Yeah. Now, we all know that debate, that original debate where the mics were hot that he done with Joe that time, to where he just wouldn't hush, was it was horrible.
It was.
And he hurt himself in that.
And then with the microphones off, look what he did.
Oh,
he destroyed Joe, and Joe did
and
that
he can
to
do
himself.
It. We'll see what becomes of this.
Well, the biggest thing is, Harris says, on day one, I'm going to change this. Well, you've been there for 4 years. Well, hadn't you done anything already?
She's thinking about it.
Yeah,
you got to let everything warm up there.
I think we ought to close the border. You've been in charge of the border for 4 years, and you hadn't done nothing yet. I mean, come on.
Quit picking on that woman.
Why are you going to wait till day one?
Now, I had some people say, well, I don't understand why you went to an event. I go to everything that happens. If it's a news event, I go there and cover it. As we did, they had a Democrat Party rally for Harris downtown on was that Saturday evening at, I think it was 5 or 6 o'clock. I did go to it. It's a news story. We're going to go there and cover it and see what happens. And
well, that's what you get when you follow a truly non-biased, and yeah, I mean, you know where we stand, but as far as putting information out, we are non-biased, and we are, what's that word? Local.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And I just lost my pictures that I had from it. I'll pull them up in just a second. But all three candidates that we're assuming that are going to run, because, of course, you can't sign up until, January down at the courthouse. Or City Hall, probably, for the city races. Percy was there. We also saw, I hadn't seen Jimmy be that loud the entire time that he's been in office. It was like, I'd never seen, I should have recorded that because he was screaming and yelling. I thought, wow, if you'd show some of that during the course of the day, it really helped the city. But he got his blood pressure up there for a moment there. And we walked around and took a few pictures and enjoyed being out regardless there. And we'll see what becomes of it. But it was a rally for Harris. Again, I'm sure that there's going to be, as news has one that's leaning Republican side of a watch party, I'm sure that somewhere in Meridian there's going to be a Democrat watch party. I'm just not aware of where it is. We'd love to know where that is. If you happen to know, let us know.
Out. Yeah.
And I'm sending Odie over there.
Go check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to let you broadcast live
let me
from there. You
broadcast
update
over
me.
there? Well, we come up with something.
Entertainment is what we would call that.
Oh, man.
There has been a lot going on in Meridian over the last, we were here Friday.
Yeah.
Now, let me see if I can find a picture, because I want to bring this up. When you have to, and we need to brag here, Odie. Let me get over here to this. Because when I was standing in the street moments after this happened, after the gunfire started, Highway 39 bypass is where it was. Gunfire rang out. There were shell casings all the way up and down Highway 39. The windows out of Kia, if you remember, I put the video up with the guy that was sitting at his desk and a bullet whizzes by his head in there. The windows shattered out. And I thought, there is no way they'll ever figure out who did this. Well, lo and behold, an arrest has been made, and we have to congratulate the Meridian Police Department for making an arrest here. As we look at this, the arrest was made for the May shooting. I can't believe it's been that long.
It doesn't seem like it has.
Wow. Is it Malachi? Is that how you pronounce that?
That's what we're gonna go with, yeah.
Or Malky. I'm not sure. Malachi, will go with that right, has been charged with 3 counts of shooting into a motor vehicle, 1 count of shooting into a dwelling, and shooting at the dealership there on Highway 39 bypass. $50,000 to the dwelling, $50,000 for the motor vehicle, $50,000 for each car that he struck. If you remember, they were parked on the side of the road. There were shell casings down the middle of the road, and that's a young fella. That's not somebody, he should not be doing this.
Who had a life ahead of him, and now I just, the potential that he would have had in life, along with all the other young men and women that take that path, hurt their life.
But as you look at these charges, there's something is missing there. And I guess it's the way the laws that are written. Each one of these cars, if y'all remember, this was during drive time, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Do you realize how many children were in cars that were passing? The men and women that were at Kia working as those bullets went zooming.
Well, there's a video of
Is
the
this
guy
not attempted murder?
That's where I was going to go, because that fellow that was in the office working, he had to duck for cover. I'm telling you, each one of these people that were in sight of that bullet is an attempted murder charge. In my eyes.
You can walk up to him now and go, boo, and he jumps.
Well, I don't blame him. I would.
It will make you jittery at work. There's no kidding about that. But again, I wanted to say that a boy to the Meridian Police Department for solving this. That is good. There was a lot of things that went on, a lot of testimony that was taken there.
We're getting word dwelling shooting carries 20 years.
Wow.
So that's 20 years. There's probably no time. I don't know what the time is for shooting in a vehicle.
It's got to have something.
And these were unoccupied. So it's got to have something. Out of that 20, serve what? 10, maybe get 3 and out.
So this is where we need Judge Markham to break that down for us, because I don't know when it goes before a judge how they make their decisions, and then it flips over to the state at that point of when they come eligible for parole. But it's something to think about. Don't do these things. Fortunately, we can sit here and tell you that no one was hurt. A miracle in itself, but that did happen on the streets right here in Meridian. So that's an update on that. We're going to cheer things up because we got something that looks better than us coming up. It's called Amanda.
And that's
it's called the Amanda Beauty Moment.
That's the way to start a Monday, isn't it?
Let's look. See, she's coming up here in just a second. She's going to talk to us, give us some good news.
We get Steve in mid-strive of getting some coffee. I mean,
that's what's important over there.
Long for the ride.
We'll be right back. Good morning to everyone. Right now, believe it or not, what do you feel out there? It's 59.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Feels great. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota of Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And welcome back. Odie trying to check out his glasses there, and he was busted.
I think the prescription has run out.
You often hear us talk about this young lady when it comes to buying a home. One of the biggest things that you'll ever do. Some of us, well, your kids move off, and you're going, yay, let me get another house. Well, this is the girl that will help you out. Amanda, what in the world are you doing up so early today?
Well, we came in to talk to you guys about some changes that are happening in the real estate world. We've got some changes that are mandated now that are passed down from NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, and it is going to impact our local buyers and sellers just a little bit. So we're here to talk a little bit more about that.
Well, give me some examples of how this will affect Joe, who's watching. What will this do?
You want to take that one?
Okay, there's two changes that they're pushing down on the whole real estate industry. Okay. One of them doesn't really affect the buyers a whole lot or the sellers. It's internal with how Amanda's company and our company will be working with each other. Different real estate companies. Historically, we had our phone, had our computer. If I had a buyer client and they said, hey, Amanda's got a house over there, help me out with that. Mm-hmm. I'd just log in and I'd see what commission her seller was offering to pay the buyer agent. And we'd see that it was enough to where we could keep our doors open, and we'd go schedule an appointment and go show the house.
Right.
All right. A change that the National Association is requiring us to do now is we can't share that online with each other on our internal MLS database.
Really?
So we have to, yeah. Don't understand why. It's just a new rule. So now if I have a buyer client calls me up and says, hey, Amanda's got a house over here. Will you be my agent and help me go through the process of buying the house? I'm like, sure, no problem. But I've got to physically call her up on the phone and see what commission the seller is offering.
See what the down low is, so to speak.
See, is it enough that I can keep my doors open? And if not, we got to try to figure out how we can work something out. And then we can go forward from there. So that's the first step, is the agent has to see what commission is being offered by the seller, because all commissions are negotiable. So I have no idea what a seller with a different company, may sign up with that agent. So we've got to figure that out first. So then all the agents that have buyers out there can figure out what they have to do to see that they can get paid and then go work the transaction for their buyer clients. So that's an internal thing that us agents have to work through.
And it can be.
And typically it's not going to be a big deal. We've been doing this for almost a month now under these new rules and guidelines, and it really has not been a problem. But it does slow down getting started just a smidgen, because if you can't get the agent on the phone, then there's a little bit of a delay there. So that's one thing.
Mark, what's the second here that we
Second thing is buyer agent agreements. Buyer agent agreements have been around for decades, but mostly in bigger markets, bigger metropolitan areas. Here, small town Mississippi, we've always just been, working on a handshake, the honor system. Hey, you call me up, I go show you a house. If you're interested in buying it, you're going to buy it through me, and we're all happy, and we just go through the transaction. Through all the changes that we're being asked to do, we're going to have buyer agent agreements. So buyer clients need to sit down a little earlier in the process, find an agent they want to work with, and say, and we'll have a buyer consultation with them, and then we'll go through a buyer agent agreement and explain the process, explain how the agent is representing them, how the agent's going to get paid, and you can sign up with an agent and then go start the process. Through COVID, we all got into the habit of, didn't really want people riding around in cars with us. They didn't want to ride around in cars with us because everybody's afraid of germs.
Yeah.
And so we just got to where, hey, somebody calls up, let's meet them at the house, go show the house. And this is making us step back a few years and go, okay, meet us at the office. Let's sit down and go through the process, explain the process, and it's really a good thing. The buyer agent agreements have been around a long time, but they're new for our area. So we have to take a little bit more time and sit down and explain the process to the buyers and make sure everybody's understanding exactly how the process is working.
And somebody wanted to know, and I guess I wasn't paying attention there. We didn't introduce y'all. Oops. From Pickford and Corey.
Wrong.
Steve Corey. And of course, as we move over here to Amanda Snowden and Company. Amanda
Yes.
Snowden. She's you've been with us since day one, really, I think.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
So we show your houses, we just don't show your face as much.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well,
So
the
that
houses,
probably
that's the
helped.
more important thing.
And it's just a still shot. Now we got the physical person in here. So.
Now, Amanda, as we hear all of this, how does this? Do you think that will have any really big effect on the market of how people do with houses? Will it be any significant changes, or is it just a little bit of a bump in the road to be straightened out?
For the most part, it's going to be a little bit of a bump in the road. Some of these things are new for our local buyers and sellers, so we do ask for them to be patient with us. We're learning the process. We're trying to get the word out there on what it all entails. So we do ask for a little bit of patience. But in the long run, they're going to see more comprehensive forms being used, and we're slowing down the process, like Steve said. Buyers should not expect to call an agent and meet at the house within 15 minutes. They're going to have to come into the office. They're going to have to do the consultation, go over the buyer agency agreement, which is just a contract between a buyer and their agent. And it's going to explain how they get paid. It's going to outline the duties and obligations of the buyers, of that agent. It's just going to make things a lot more transparent and just enhance the loyalty and partnership between the agent and their clients.
More involvement, more paperwork is what it amounts to.
More or less.
I was thinking
yes.
the government starting to
Well, they go.
meddle.
Well, good old Southern business. Hey, we shake hands, and that meant a lot.
That's right.
To a good redneck, that means more than a paper contract, and it seems like that's being kind of.
And and as always says, hey, I'm going to keep that flower pot that's over there on the front door when I move. That's coming with me.
Yeah.
And as we all remember watching, what was it? Richard Pryor moving to where they cleaned the house out, took the staircase.
He says, yeah, the pool doesn't stay.
Yeah.
The pool doesn't stay. One thing that we see coming nationally, and they're forecasting that interest rates are going to drop, and then that's going to open up some more ability for people to buy houses. What do y'all see locally with the interest rates dropping, how that affect us locally?
In the last couple of weeks, they've come down a smidgen. They haven't dropped 3 or 4 points.
But a little bit.
But a little bit. I think Friday I saw it was like on 15 to 30 year, it was like 6.2 to 6.3%, somewhere in that range, which has probably been the lowest I've seen in quite some time. I mean,
Right.
being a good 6-8 months to a year.
And the prediction is they're going to drop a little bit more as we're moving into the fourth quarter.
And we keep
And as we
hearing
get
that-
closer to the election.
That's what I was just fixing to say. The election has something to do with it.
We keep hearing that there's going to be an announcement of a little bit of a business coming, and we may have some more construction workers coming to Meridian. How do y'all see that affecting the market with homes and things of that nature? As we go back to remember when the coal plant was being built, what does that do for us locally? If you're renting something, don't move. Just keep it.
Well, right now, we still have somewhat of a shortage of inventory. People that got into these homes at 2 point something or 3 point something % interest rate, they're really not in a position where they want to buy and pay a 6% interest rate. So we're not having sellers put their homes on the market unless there's a dire need to do so. So we're hopefully going to see a lot of new construction, a lot of new developments come up as these new industries hopefully do pick Meridian and come here.
We got some more coming up with him. Again, Amanda. We can't leave out Steve over here. Don't want to make him feel unwelcomed over there.
I know our rate.
We'll be right back as we travel along this early Monday morning. When it's time to store something, think Store Local Storage. It's conveniently located next to Northeast Park, and it's gated. On top of that, it's climate control, so no matter the season, it'll protect your things. 24-hour security, a covered loading dock, fire sprinklers, and you can choose the storage unit that suits your needs. From a 5x5 all the way up to a 10x30, you choose the space that you need. Call Store Local Storage today at 601-490-1618, Highway 39 North Meridian. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger, plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun & Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun & Pawn.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. As we make it through a Monday morning, everybody's kind of rubbing their eyes going, no, it can't be. Yes, it is here once again as we get this day going. A lot of things went on over the weekend. I wanted to bring this out. I met an old boy. I went to Philadelphia. When was that? Saturday.
Right after the car show.
Yeah, Friday morning, this happened in the cab. Let me show you all this right here. This is a log truck. He was going down the road, and then here's this car. No way for him to avoid it. The car pulls out in front of him. He slams on brakes. They start sliding. And this here's the fella, and I watched the video to this. I know without a shadow of a doubt what he done. As that car comes out in front of him, he jerks the wheel and pulls, because you could see the kids in the car as he's driving. He could see that through his windshield, and he pulls it to the right, hits the rear of the car instead of head on where the door is. And we just want to say thank you for being a truck driving man, doing the right thing. Real nice fella. I enjoyed it. He's what you'd call a gear jammer.
That's that's a truck driver and not a steering wheel holder.
That's right.
And there's a difference, and that right there tells us and shows us what that difference is, because that outcome could have been a whole lot worse. Wet roads, a heavy truck that does not stop on the dime, and still being able to control it enough to control where he made contact. Man, I tell you, that's awesome.
And I'm going to say this because I see this coming before long. And as always, I hear a lot of people say, well, you go to a lot of crime scenes and then some people are arrested. And, well, you never make up if somebody is innocent and prove it. Oh, yes, I will. If you didn't do what you're accused of, we will go back. And this is coming up. And I think I'll do a live from there. A gentleman was accused of shooting someone, which he did. But the rest of the story is, I think he's going to be cleared of this, and it be ruled self-defense.
Wow. And
so once this actually happens on paper, I'm going to go back to where it happened. We're going to sit down with him. We're going to do a live interview from there, because I think it's just as much because everybody makes an assumption of when you hear shooting and arrest made, well, he's guilty. And that can hurt you for a lifetime.
Yes, it can.
And we want to make the record straight. Once this happens, we're going to go there, and I'm going to talk to him and let him tell his side of the story of who, what, and why, and what it was all about there. So important to do that, to clear up somebody just as much as it is to report something. So
That's right.
That's
right.
That's up and coming. Already Monday morning, 7:24, and again our special guests in here, the realtors of Meridian, Pickford, and Corey, and along with Snowden and Company. How are y'all doing over there?
Doing good.
These agreements that y'all did we need to sign an agreement to talk to y'all over there?
Not a bad idea.
Exclusivity.
Does this the agreements that you mentioned, is it to every house that you're going to look at, or is it just one in particular? What is the law on this?
Well, there is no law. These are rules that the National Association of Realtors
due
has
to
set up.
something happening up north.
It was a lawsuit in a different state that obtained class action status. So the National Association, along with the Justice Department, came to or are working toward an agreement. And these are just some stipulations that the National Association of Realtors has says, let's go ahead and start these new ways of doing business. And nothing here locally started any of this. This is just, we're members of the National Association of Realtors.
So you got to abide by the rules.
We're abiding by these new rules and guidelines.
Yeah, so there was lack of transparency at some point somewhere. And like Steve said, it had nothing to do with anyone here. But now we all have to abide by the new mandates.
It's kind of like picking up your medicine bottle and it tells you can't do this, you can't do that because it happened somewhere else. Y'all all know what I'm talking about. Right. Don't operate a bulldozer after being taking these pills where you can't see yourself.
Well, it said heavy machinery, but yet I was driving my car. Well, your car is a heavy machinery.
Yeah, it is.
They just wanted to associate it with a bulldozer. You can't get off the hook that easy.
And as always, if somebody's looking for a home, they can see either one of y'all. Y'all be glad to help anybody there.
Or anybody in our offices.
Yeah. You got peoples everywhere. We forget about that. Y'all are kind of the face of what goes on behind the scenes there. And thank y'all for coming in. Have we left off any points that needed to be brought up that with these new rulings and everything?
Well, we were talking a little bit about the buyer agent agreements. There are several different ways you can do an agreement with your agent. You have a non-exclusive agreement to where you can just set it up for like a house. You go show me this house, I'm going to stick with you, and this is how you're going to get paid, and everybody agrees on that, and you go handle it for that house. And then you're free to go talk to a different agent and do the same thing. Or you can have an exclusive agreement. If you already know you've got a history with an agent or a company and you want to stick with them, you can sign an exclusive agreement and you set up the price range, the neighborhood, or the county that you're going to look in, and you're going to stick with that agent. So don't go see a house with another agent because that agent's putting time, effort, and energy, and you've contractually obligated yourself to working with them and them with you, so they have to perform. And you'll put a time period on that agreement. The non-exclusive agreement, it may not have a specified time period,
right?
Because it may just be house specific. So once you see the house with that agent, you'll stick with that agent on that one, and then you're free to see another one. Most of the time, once you start working with an agent, you're going to get a confidence with them, and you're going to stick with them.
A relationship.
You're going to have a relationship. You're going to stick with them. This is just the new way we've been told to do business, to have the written agreements. And so sit down with an agent, interview with them, and make sure you're comfortable with them and them with you, and then it's business as usual.
So if I gave you a wish list, if I went to Pickford and Corey and gave you a wish list, and this is what I want, and you find that house that Amanda has got the contract
That's right.
on, so there's still, you're able to go back and
business
forth.
as usual. I'll be your buyer agent. Amanda will be the listing agent for that seller, and we'll help you write up your offer. I'll go present it to Amanda, and then she's going to go present it to her seller.
So the new paperwork's just a lot more out front, but nothing that's going to affect.
Right.
Let me ask this.
One of the questions that popped up was, what does a contract cost? And I think that's one thing that people really need to have a good understanding about is buyer agents as well as seller agents do earn a commission or a fee for the services they provide. Each brokerage company sets a fee based on what they feel is fair for the services that their office provides. It can be a percentage of the sales price, but one of the big things in the lawsuit and the mandates is all commissions are negotiable. But you also have to understand you pay for what you get. So keep that in mind.
But I'm coming to you and saying I want a house And by the time this is all said and done, you've done all the paperwork. You're getting everything put together. You're just bringing me to the table and having me sign here. And that's definitely worth monetary value and why you get a commission. And I think that's wonderful. I bought a house where I didn't use a realtor. And that's one of the hardest things I've ever done. I won't ever do it again.
Right. People don't realize a lot of what we do is behind the scenes.
Well, it protects you down the road.
You got that right.
Let me ask this. You know, that old saying of curb appeal, does it really matter? I don't think a lot of people realize what attracts a buyer to a home. If your grass is knee-deep high and you got a busted window, that house ain't going to sell, is it?
You got pine straw all over the roof. You got trees growing in your gutters.
Yeah.
When people drive by, they go, major turn off.
Curb appeal, there is something to be said about curb appeal. It is true.
So a lot goes into that. New, fresh paint makes it look brand new again. You have to spruce things up a little bit to make somebody want your home. I thought that should be brought up there.
That's right.
Because I'm sure you have heard it all. The stories behind the scene in the trenches, probably humorous.
Oh yeah.
To say the least.
Lots of them.
Write a book material.
Thank y'all for coming in. We do appreciate y'all so much.
Thanks for having us.
Again, Amanda Snowden with Snowden and Company and Pickford and Core. Steve, thank y'all so much for being here. They always good to have some guests. I want to bring this up. This happened in the community late. I guess you would really call it Sunday morning is when this happened. And I want to go over here as we look at this. Let me pull this back and show you. This is a little loud. I'm going to play just a hair of this landing here. And let me hit this button here. This is the chopper landing Sunday morning in the early morning hours at Russell Christian Academy on the football field. You think, well, why are they doing that? Well, there was a reason. Let me go back here and show you what went on with this. This would be an accident that I've never quite seen anything quite so bad. A car was going down Highway 11 and 80, lost control. A young lady was thrown out of the rear window, from what I understand. She's walking, talking. She's made comments on the post to the pictures that she is okay. I'm sure she's bruised up.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd put on there that possibly some injuries because I didn't know much about her, because if you're thrown from a car, you'll be sore, I'm sure, a few days later. Let's look at this, y'all. This is wrapped. When I say wrapped around a tree is an understatement. It is. Look at this.
Oh, my word.
This is the car after it's pulled back. That is the tree. And you got to remember, someone was sitting right there. Let's look at this at another angle. Now, this is an Infiniti car. I don't know the exact model, but look at that.
He was flown to Jackson and undergoing medical treatments. That was a hard hit. I want to take that one picture.
This one or back?
That one right there. And people don't realize exactly what all is seen there as far as first responders. In that one scene, you have Metro Ambulance, you have Russell Volunteer Fire Department, you have Meridian Fire Department, and you have Air Care Medical Services. That one scene doing the work as one team. And that is awesome, the way every one of these disciplines come together and work with one another. You can't get that done without teamwork. That one picture right there says an awful lot about Russell, Meridian, Metro, and Air Care working as one team.
Y'all see this truck in the background here? I don't know if everybody caught that or not. That has its winch run out. It was several instruments used to free this. As a matter of fact, Odie, this would take well over an hour to free this person that was trapped in the car. In between the dash, the tree, and that car, they were hung. And I won't say walked away, but they were flown away. The helicopter was flown in immediately. A miracle to be alive. But these folks, it was midnight when this wreck happened. They had to get out of their bed, come running out, and they got there within minutes of it happening. Our folks were there on scene. Let's look at it in daylight. Here's the tree that it struck during daylight. You see how high up that is?
Yeah, that was, you could tell the good Lord was riding in that vehicle.
And this is why that ladder was on that tree. As you'll see, this is the ditch, and they had to climb up there to where he was way up here.
You had to pull that car away from the tree at the same time, stabilizing it from the front and the back. It took a lot of intricate work to get that done in one piece that was safe. Man, I tell you, great work going out to every single one of those men and women that showed up on that scene and the work that they did together.
Yeah, that's just an example of a few things that went on this weekend. Thank you to everybody who helped out with this. I truly mean that. It was a lot of hard work went into this. More coming up. Scotty Ray and Odie.
Here at Meridian Cycles, we're your local authorized dealer for all your Polaris, Can-Am, Honda, and Suzuki side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and motorcycles. And we service everything we sell. And for you do-it-yourselfers, we have a very knowledgeable parts department to help you with all your needs. Come see us at 80 Highway 19 North right here in Meridian, or call at 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, 736, as we move along on this Monday
morning, September 9th. Golly, we are moving right on through the calendar.
Yeah, we got birthdays up and coming. If you haven't called yours in yet, make sure to drop that in the notes there so we'll know about it. We go back to 1890. This old boy was born. He failed at most everything that he ever did. And it was time and time again that he was a failure. But you have to look at failures as just, well, there's another way to do it.
Well, what did Thomas, was it Edison about the light bulb?
He said he tried 365 ways. And
he said he learned that there was 364 ways of not how to make one.
Colonel Sanders was born on this day. You know the man. He failed at a lot of things. But when he got that chicken right, it was right. Kentucky Fried Chicken. And, of course, he would be the face of Kentucky Fried Chicken until it still is.
Oh, yeah.
Those rights that went along with that when he sold out his recipe. And, boy, did he make a good one. You just can't beat it, can you?
No, you can't.
Anybody, Greg, if he's not here, but, boy, this would be one of his favorites.
He's probably sitting home watching one now.
1936, Larry Hovitz was born. You go, who? Oh, y'all remember watching Hogan's Heroes, don't you? There he is there, best known for playing Sergeant Carter. I like that show a whole lot there.
It is a good one.
Sitting on the dock of the bay. That's really what I know him for. It would be 1941 that, well, he was born. There he is right there. Y'all remember it well.
I like his name.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Otis, didn't he die before he recorded the song, died in a plane crash, and then it went number one?
Before it came out, yep.
One of the first ones there that happened to
see it.
Well, as we were all kids, they owned the nighttime television slot on Friday nights. And I shouldn't have zoomed in on this because it's just not right, and Julie would be hurt by this. But
she'd be happy about this one.
Tom Wopat, born on this day. You'd know him as Luke Duke. He tried his hand at singing. It didn't work as well as it did for John, but boy, birthday for him today. We wish him a big one there. I hope it's a good one there. Bo and Luke, as they will forever ride in the General, and all of us.
These sinuses is about to kill me. This rain's going to do some good, I hope.
The following year, it got bigger in the Ed Sullivan Show. If you didn't think Ed could get any bigger, it did tonight, because every household was probably tuned into it. It would be his first appearance nationally. An old boy from, well, Tupelo, Mississippi made it to the Ed Sullivan Show.
You know, and let's go back to like KFC. Look at Elvis. Look at Hank Williams. Look at Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan. they all fell short of what they were wanting to do, but because they picked themselves up and dusted themselves off and went back and pushed through, look at what they've all done. Because that is something, once you fail at something, that doesn't mean stop. That means get up and go.
Tell me that he failed as a truck driver for the electric company? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Which one?
Elvis.
Elvis, well, he didn't make it big at all in the record business.
You need to go back and drive your truck there as he made it to the Grand Ole Opry, as they told him.
Yeah, I mean,
not everybody got it, but boy, the public did. He electrified people. And you have to give credit where credit was due. It was a different genre, but as you saw Michael Jackson when he done that moonwalking thing, people went wild over it.
Michael Jordan, I mean, he played basketball, but they said he wasn't going to ever be any good. He's still selling more tennis shoes than any other athlete out there.
This just goes to show you can be great at what you do it right, and then you marry your cousin, and will it all go south? You lose everything. You don't need to tell everybody if you marry to your cousin. Just keep it to yourself.
Some things you just don't say.
1957, Jerry Lee was number one with a whole lot of shaking going on.
Oh, he could play a piano.
And she's 13. Oh, I forgot to mention that. They didn't seem to like that.
Oh,
this guy, he's British. He's got to be British or something. I only know him from that movie 2 Weeks Vacation or something like that. You remember this guy? Hugh Grant?
Yeah, he played a couple. I didn't really watch a whole lot of his stuff.
That Bridget Jones Diary turned me off within 20 seconds, and I thought, woo, I got to go get a piece of cheese out of the refrigerator. And I never went back.
We'll flip this channel.
Yeah. This guy's funny.
He can play golf.
Yes, he can. That was probably my favorite role that he ever done.
Now, he can't fight.
No,
he got his butt whooped.
By Bob Barker. Happy Gilmore. There he is. Adam Sandler. And again, he's done a lot of other movies, but that has to be my favorite there.
That was.
This is one of the most beautiful women that God ever gave a breath to. He would take her from us too soon. There's no other way to word this. Do y'all remember this young lady? She won the talent contest. Joey Feet. She died of cancer. And Joey and Rory. Oh.
She made a big video before she died.
She was just
gave it for her daughter to know who she was.
I remember when they were trying out for one of those TV shows where they chronicled. She worked at a diner, and she was waitress in the family thing, and they followed her around. She's just a good person. 75. This would premiere if we got Odie some hair. He might. No, you wouldn't look like him.
No.
Welcome Back, Kotta premiered in 1975 with Horshack and the whole bunch there.
Oh yeah. That was a good show.
Was it Vinnie Barbarino?
Vinnie Barbarino, yeah.
And he said it that Yankee way, that Vinnie Barbarino. I can't talk like a Yankee. I tried. 1978, he was one of our heroes. He was the best as they came.
Yes,
Waylon. Anybody remember I've Always Been Crazy? Went number one on this date back in 78. Waylon Jennings, the outlaw, the legend. He was great. Now, this guy, I don't know much about him other than he's a newcomer. I'm not sure if he's still making songs or not.
I don't know if I've heard of him.
Hunter Hayes. He was out there for a little while there in country music. He could be gone with the wind, as they speak now, as fast as it happens.
Yeah.
We would lose a legend in 96 on today. They called him Father of Bluegrass there Bill Monroe, and a lot of people call it Bill Monroe. Bill Monroe passed away in 96 on this date. 84. As he passed away from a stroke. Bill Monroe was talented. The name, I kept going, I know this name. And then I could hear the Rocky sound in the background. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all remember that?
That's him.
And then Grumpier Old Men. Burgess Meredith passed away on this date in 97. Now, he was in a lot of other movies, but these two roles set him apart from anybody else.
They stand out. And he was a great actor.
He was. I like that. Man, that was good. Grumpier Old Men, even more so, because it was hilarious. Him chasing that little lady around in the grocery store.
He called her.
He sure did. It Must Be Love, It Must Be Love. It would be a remake off the Under the Influence album 24 years ago today. I was shocked. Alan went number one with Don Williams' hit, It Must Be Love.
24 years.
That album is probably one of Alan's best there ever was.
Oh, Bob said, what was his name? He played a penguin for Batman.
He sure did.
Oh, Meredith, yeah. That was a good one.
I had forgotten about
I did
that.
too, but you're exactly right.
Done that part pretty well, too, though.
That was the original Batman.
Where
that wasn't the remade one.
Yeah, you're
Danny
right.
DeVito played the remake Penguin and Batman, but yeah, he was in the original. You know when they swung,
and
the
they
word
go,
"pal" come up.
What do you call those action scenes where they were bad?
Yeah,
they were bad. That was
man.
in the beginning days of all that stuff. We'll be right back as we move along this early Monday. Looking for a great place to eat? Well, come explore the great flavors of the French Quarter in downtown Enterprise. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a cozy atmosphere with great service that make dining with the French Quarter an unforgettable experience. Drop by today and taste our delicious dishes. Come explore the flavors of the French Quarter. 120 West Bridge Street, downtown Enterprise. Call 601-659-0500, the French Quarter. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're building, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Working on a big project? Need reliable equipment? Paris Tractor has you covered. From skid steers to excavators, tractors to trenchers, we have top quality equipment for rent on a project-to-project basis. All our equipment is expertly maintained for peak performance, ensuring you get the job done right. Our team is here to help you choose the perfect machinery for your needs with flexible rental terms to fit any project. Call us or visit parisrents.com to rent your equipment today. Come see us at Paris Tractor, where we're more than a tractor store.
So I saw a comment out of the corner of my eye up there. Chuck Norris probably would rank as the all-time favorite tough guy on TV and movies. I mean, along with McQuaid, and then you get into
Steven
Invasion
Seagal.
USA. But Chuck overshadows all them. They all want
Chuck is Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, he's like the top of the tier. I mean, what's that little guy over there?
Bruce Lee was a bad little dude.
I mean, they look at the U.S. and they see Chuck Norris and they go, "Well, I think we'll go home
never
today."
mind.
We ain't doing nothing.
We're not going to do that.
Chuck was just, it was it. And I mean, that Invasion USA, boy, that, and I'm shocked. Well, no, I'm not. As they make remakes, they don't want to have people protecting our country, do they? We had an accident also not long after the incident we showed you a moment ago on I-20, mile marker 162. This would happen in the westbound lane. How this came about was, and we don't understand the circumstances of what went on. Russell Volunteer Fire Department, Mississippi Highway Patrol would all go there. They would find a car off in the bushes on the eastbound side of I-20. The person driving the car walked across I-20 into oncoming traffic on the westbound side. He would be struck by a vehicle. He has also been taken to Jackson. We don't know why that he did it. We're unsure. We hope a full recovery is coming. As we get more details on that, we will pass along. As we also continue this, we would have an incident on Highway 19 over the weekend where another person was struck by a vehicle. This would be in the neighborhood here near where El Norte Mexican Restaurant is, where the red light is. It meets North Hill Street and Highway 19 North. A female was struck. We don't know how. We do not have the details of this, of what went on. Hopefully we'll find out more from the Meridian Police Department as to what went on with that. But that was 2 people struck by vehicles that we're aware of this weekend. That's a lot there. And not to be cut short, we did have one person shot this weekend. As they would be taken to the hospital, it would be deemed as self-inflicted.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it's self-inflicted.
Yeah,
I never wanted to know what one felt like.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. That's the way it's going down in the history books as self-inflicted, and we'll leave it at that. Let's see what else is going on. Philadelphia got a little excitement on Friday afternoon as we had a hit and run. As we had someone strike a car there by Philadelphia, in Neshoba Central. Hit a car. They would flee the scene. Here's the scene here. Let me show you that right there. That car was struck, and the driver of the car would flee the scene. He would run, and, well, he would be caught by Neshoba County deputies. Here it is. You don't run from those guys. They will track you down, and an arrest was made at the scene. Fleeing charges and a whole lot more charges will follow with that. And another big thing that I wanted to bring up was what went on. Let me go here. Let me find it. I-20 Friday afternoon. Let me get over here to it, Odie. We had a lot go on.
A lot going on.
Let me just slide this over because I'm talking on it. Here's the scene. Let me show you a still picture of what was going on. This is I-20 Friday afternoon, right there on top of the bridge, 22nd Avenue. You can look down, you can see Wendy's, or you can see left to go to Quitman. It happened right there on that bridge. Someone bumped in with an 18-wheeler, and they were slammed into that concrete barrier. It shut down traffic for what?
We finally opened up the highway probably about 5:30 on one lane. MDOT came out and helped us get some stuff put on the road because it was real slick. And then about 6 o'clock, we got that 18-wheeler moved that was involved where that picture is at.
Look at that traffic.
Was able to get that back open. But that was, with the rain and everything else, that was definitely a bad situation coming over that hill. We had to make sure that the oil was up and not cause a danger because of that on-ramp. That on-ramp is always a little iffy because you're coming through a 90-degree turn to get back up on the interstate. And if you're in the right-hand lane and you can, and there's a car trying to get on, move over to the left lane and let them come in. That's always been an iffy area. People don't realize how on-ramps work. Those are everyone on the highway, maintain your highway speed. The cars coming onto the highway use the on-ramp to get up to speed to come in to blend with everyone else. The people on the highway don't slow down. This is not what happened. But you don't slow down to let somebody in. You don't try and move into the left lane or into travel lane until you're up to speed. And I wish that more people understood how on-ramps work, and it would be safer.
If a car stops, it's going to be a boo-boo. Saturday morning, I got out and I ran into Michael Ted, our fire chief. They were accepting a new bench that happened there, and there it is.
That is beautiful for an Eagle project, I believe is what that was.
Cameron Birchfield.
Yeah. Made that, and I think that's great.
Yeah, so they that was presented early Saturday morning, a big turnout for that, and we appreciate them doing that. Let's see what else. You know, it's pretty good when you make it to Randy Owen's house. Have you ever been there at Fort Payne?
No, I haven't.
Barbara Cullum made her way up there. There she is in front of Randy Owens. If you ever wondered what it looks like, it's got Owen across the top and feels so right.
But I'll tell you what looks good in that picture.
What's that?
Go back one picture. Scotty Ray and Odie 2024.
We're trying to get elected now. And we appreciate that. Always send us your pictures if you're out and about on your vacations. We like to see what you're doing there. We had another fender bender that would happen. This is a pretty common thing as we look at this. This would be over by Bonita Drive, Trucker Supply area. We had an incident there this weekend. 2 cars involved. I'm going to say they got some pretty major damage to the car out of that. No serious injuries, but, man, that could have turned out differently. So that happened also as we went down to take a look at that this weekend also. We can't go any further without bringing this up.
Look, he don't put up with nothing over there.
No, he doesn't.
And you found out the hard way, didn't you?
As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that, Odie. let me see if I got that. Wait a minute. Here we go. This is me with Sheriff Eric Clark. Let me pull this up and play this for y'all.
Yeah. Just thought that was a laughing matter till you got behind them bars.
And I got to spend a little time with the police chief. He was also in jail with me.
They said, I had people commenting, are you going to go get him? I said, yeah, he's going to have to be at the show Monday morning because I can't run all that by myself.
Here we are behind bars together. That's a big man.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy to have him as a cellmate.
Wasn't nobody going to mess with you.
No, I'm just going to stand behind him.
We wouldn't be able to see you around him. Oh, man.
That was a lot of fun, and we appreciate the invite to Neshoba County for letting us come up and be a part of that big event there where y'all raised money and took care of folks there. That was fun and had a blast there. Coming up, we're going to tell you about a car show, the biggest the area has. We'll tell you that next.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Hey, this is Greg, and everybody knows I love to eat good food. So when you're out and about, come on down to Long's Fish Camp. Been here for over 50 years serving some of the South's best fried fish, hush puppies, shrimp, and hey, don't forget the coleslaw. Probably the best anywhere in the world. Excellent food, excellent service. Drive on down to Enterprise, Mississippi, and enjoy your food from Long's. Remember, at Long's, everybody's family.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Odie. As we mentioned, the biggest car show around that happened with the Dixie Rotters. As we go here to take a look, look at that.
I like that truck.
A few examples of what was there, from Fords to Chevys. Look at this.
That yard was packed. There's another. That's a beautiful Ford right there.
Yeah.
Man. Woo. Could you see us in that?
It'd be fun.
Look at that right there.
Old Stanley Wayne got her cleaned up for the show. That's Scooby Mobile there. This is a few of the cars and trucks that you got to see there. It was just so much. The Fall Guy had a caddy. I thought I had pictures of the Fall Guy truck.
Yeah, he was there. Look at that. Now see what. Now I'm not just holding a regular beer.
Yeah, I want y'all to look at that.
I'm holding a Gully's.
Gilly.
A Gilly's. Why'd I say Gully's? Gilly's beer.
That comes directly from Pasadena, Texas. That's been many a year ago.
It still had the old pool tabs.
We're going to add that to the scenery behind us there.
That's
you just got to have some Gillies.
Yeah.
Thought that was an interesting thing to have there also. Hey, we had a boo-boo Friday afternoon. As Mammy said, if it don't fit, it don't fit.
Yeah.
And that was the situation that we had here. It just didn't fit underneath the crosswalk.
It just...
Had to let the air out of the tires to get her out from underneath there.
Oh, yeah. I just don't...
It almost made it.
It almost made it.
I'll never forget that. Always fun.
You almost made it, but all your stuff is still back there on the road.
Oh, have mercy. Let's see what a couple of other things that happened over this weekend. I did get mentioned that there was a car chase inside a parking garage, and they fled the scene before police could get there. But they got
cameras. Y'all just wait.
That's right. Hey, somebody had a birthday this weekend.
Yeah. We're going to bring him up. But yesterday, the Honorable Nick Lisi.
Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday.
It was a big one. You know, speaking of birthdays, my wife has a birthday today.
I was hoping I wasn't going to have to be the one to bring that up.
Angie Ray, happy birthday to you today.
How old is she?
She didn't want me to say. I was
just saying if you were going to do right.
She's the same age as me. I'll say that.
Ooh.
Bless it. Bless it. Who else we got having a birthday today?
Ooh, we've got Amanda Ray's having a birthday. Whitney Wright is having a birthday. And you know, I noticed one thing. Now, her birthday was yesterday, this weekend. A lot of people tell us on Fridays when a birthday's coming. And Mike Myers didn't give us a warning.
Mike had a birthday?
That Whitney had a birthday.
Oh,
so
Whitney.
I hope he made up for it. I'm going to have to make contact with her and make sure that Mike took care of her this weekend since he didn't call it in. We still hadn't got anything on here from Mike wanting to wish it. So we just found that out, Mike. Joyce Smith's having a birthday. David Dearman, Roger Harper, Christy Cooley had a birthday yesterday. And I was wondering if she had a birthday, who made the banana pudding?
That's a good question.
Because she doesn't need to make her own banana pudding.
No, sir.
Because it's hard to beat that banana pudding.
It's good stuff.
Taylor Blackwell is having a birthday. Happy birthday, Taylor. Member of our dive team, Dr. Taylor Blackwell. We try and have our own medical crew on there, and she's a very big part of that. Nikki Stapp Lovett's having a birthday Saturday. Cameron Chisholm had a birthday. And Priscilla Collins, 8 years old. Happy birthday to everybody.
Sometimes I can't stop and go, well, what's that about? I think I need to get a picture of that. And, well, this weekend I passed through Sam's, and I thought, well, I just got to get a stop.
Thought you was looking in a mirror there for a minute, didn't you?
Get a picture of this, as I found a monkey.
Oh, well, at least he's looking in the camera.
Yeah, he is. He's going, I don't know about you.
Yeah, what's that hat on your head?
And he goes, ooh,
look at there. Now, I know who you are.
What I didn't know about monkeys, what she was telling me was when you adopt one of these or buy one, however that's done, monkeys are expected to make it into their 60s, 70s, and if you got to sign a piece of paper of who's going to take over the monkey's well-being if something happens to you.
So they go in the wheel.
I didn't know that.
I want me an orangutan.
Right turn?
Right turn, Clyde.
If I remember Grandma, she didn't like that orangutan.
No, she did.
Diapers are a little bit bigger for him than it is for the monkey. I want to remind you of that.
Yeah, and you got to buy them. We got another birthday that came in. Jennifer Tucker is having a birthday.
All right, let's leave everybody with a good word from the Lord up above. What do we got today in our Bible verse, Odie? What do you got for us?
So I was slacking, and I didn't already have that prepared, but I'm fixing to have it right now. And we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? That says a lot, and it's not that Jesus is with us, but Jesus is in us. The Holy Spirit is in us. He is part of us, and we are the temple of the Lord Jesus Christ. He knows all the things that we do, whether they're good or the bad, but He's still with us. He will not forsake us. That is a love that you cannot be matched. All we got to do is bring Him into our heart, and we'll get to spend the rest of our lives with Him in heaven, where He has a place prepared for us. Hope you have a wonderful day, beginning of your Monday, the work week. Hope you have a wonderful day, a safe day, and until tomorrow, remember, we love you.